Hi everyone and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Rosana and today we are making a recipe that I have been waiting so long to share with you, and that is molerojo. We're gonna make it Michoacan style because it is my mother's recipe. What a gift. We make this for celebrations, parties, you name it. Now follow me to the stove. Okay, we're gonna start by cooking the chicken, and for that I have a large pot right here with a 5-pound whole chicken that I cut myself. By the way, I did go ahead and cut the chicken breast into 3 pieces because that's a large piece. Having said that, I do want to let you know that you can use any part of the chicken that you like, but I prefer to do the whole chicken because the broth comes out really flavorful because of the bones. Now we're gonna add some aromatics, starting with 4 sprigs of mint or hierba buena. We're also gonna add a quarter of a bunch of cilantro, a quarter of a medium yellow onion, and to that we're also adding 5 garlic cloves. Oh, I almost forgot. We also need to do 1 Roma tomato that I went ahead and diced up. It doesn't have to be perfect. These are kind of big pieces. Add it right in there. Also, go ahead and add enough water to cover and cook the chicken. I did add 10 cups of water because we're going to be using the broth later on, and we do want to have enough. Lastly, we're going to season it with salt to taste. I'm actually doing 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. We're gonna go ahead and lightly season it because we're gonna be adding a lot of ingredients to this mole and we don't want to start salty. Set your stove to high heat and allow everything to reach a boil. Once it reaches a boil, we're gonna remove the scum from the top, and then we're gonna lower to medium-low heat. That way it cooks on a gentle simmer, and then just go ahead and cover it. While the chicken's cooking, we're gonna prep the dried peppers. We're using guajillo, puya, and chile de árbol. Today we are not gonna rinse the chiles. We're actually gonna clean them off with a damp paper towel because we're gonna be running them through a little bit of oil later on and we don't want them to be wet. Go ahead and clean all of the chiles just like this. It is time to devein all of the dried peppers. I have them right here. We're gonna start with guajillos. Okay, so all you have to do is cut the top stem off and then go through the sides like that. Open it. Just take all of the seeds out. That's simple. You can even use a knife to do this, just be careful. Remove as many seeds as you can and follow the same steps with the rest. Guys, if you don't know guajillo dried peppers, this is a must. I mean, you have to have it in your kitchen because it is one of the 3 top most popular chiles to use in Mexican cuisine. It is mild in heat, used for a ton of dishes, marinades, you name it, and it pairs incredibly with other dried chilies. As you can tell, I'm actually doing this without kitchen gloves, and that's fine because I'm kind of used to it. But if you're not used to doing this, please wear kitchen gloves because the last thing we want is for you to end up with spicy hands. We are gonna need 20 guajillos. All right, before we move on, let's go ahead and check on the chicken. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the heat because it is completely cooked. It took about 25 to 30 minutes and the broth is looking gorgeous. I'm gonna go ahead and close it back up, set it to the side until we need it because we need to resume our chile duties. Come on. You might be thinking those 25 to 30 minutes really went by fast. What can I say? That's the magic of video editing. All right, now we're just deveining the puya chiles. Puya actually means steel point, which is a great representation of this chili because it is skinny and it has a spicy, sharp flavor. By the way, it is very similar to a guajillo, but they're kind of like siblings, but puyas are spicier. And we're gonna need 5 chiles pullas. Also, we're gonna need 3 chiles de árbol. These are actually very spicy. They have a very potent flavor, and they're actually added because of that. If you want like an extra kick of heat, this is the way to go. Now, if you want a mild mole, I suggest you omit them, but they're staying. We want them on this one. By the way, you don't have to devein these. All right, now we're gonna cut them, but the chiles de árbol are gonna stay just like this. The rest, go ahead and cut into small bite-sized pieces. Grab your chiles and let's head back to the stove. Place a large pan over medium heat and then add about 3 to 4 tablespoons of avocado oil. When the oil is hot, add 1 corn tortilla and pan fry it until toasted and crispy on both sides, as if you were making a tostada. This looks perfect. Let's flip it. On a side note, you can also use olive oil. Now, what's typically used, it's lard or vegetable oil, but that is up to you. Whatever you prefer is okay. Look how nicely toasted the tortilla is. This is what you're looking for, and it's turning really crispy. I'm loving it. The tortilla is ready. Remove it, turn the heat to medium-low, and then add the onion and garlic. I added a quarter of a medium yellow onion sliced and 4 peeled garlic cloves. When the onions have started to soften, go ahead and turn the heat to really low. And then we're gonna add all of the chiles. Make sure you stir continuously. You don't want them to burn. If they burn, it will ruin your salsa completely because it will turn really bitter. You don't want that. At about 2 minutes, they're gonna start to release their fragrance. Such beautiful aromas. Then remove everything from the stove. Go ahead and place them in a bowl. Add 4 cups of the hot chicken broth. You want to make sure everything is well submerged because what we're doing here is rehydrating all of the chiles. It'll take about 5 minutes. All right, now we need to toast some nuts. Okay, for the nuts, we're gonna need 10 almonds, 6 pecans, 3 tablespoons of peanuts, 2 tablespoons of sunflower seeds, 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seeds, 2 tablespoons of sesame seeds. These are all unsalted except for the sunflower seeds. If you can't find them unsalted, that's fine. Over medium to medium-low heat, we're gonna toast all of the nuts, starting from the largest to the smallest. So we're doing the pecans first, the almonds, and the peanuts. Swirl them in. What we want is for them to release their fragrance and also turn a golden brown color. Toasting the nuts draws out its nutty characteristics. The flavors become deeper and profound. All these nuts do add a ton of flavor, but they also act as thickeners together with the tortilla. By the way, they were not toasted in oil. I cleaned the pan beforehand. Okay, we are ready to blend. We're gonna have to do this in batches, okay? First, we're gonna do all of the soaked chilies with its ingredients. Just dump it all in the blender. These are so soft right now. Now pour in all of that red goodness into the blender as well. We need this broth. That way they puree and the sauce comes out really smooth. Come on, okay. Additionally, add another cup of the chicken broth. All right, let's cover and blend. This is how smooth you want it to be. See, there's no chili skin left behind. Now, if your blender can't get it this smooth, that's fine. You can always strain it in order to get the desired consistency. I'm gonna transfer this to a different bowl because we're gonna need this blender for the second batch. This is starting to look so good already. Our second batch consists of the corn tortilla. Just go ahead and break it in there. And all of the toasted nuts. Get all of them in there. This is flavor, my friends, flavor. Okay, we're gonna add a couple of things. Half a teaspoon of cumin, 4 cloves, half a teaspoon of black peppercorns, and 2 cups of chicken broth. Let's blend this until smooth. You really want all the blended components to be broken down completely. If you can't get it this smooth, you can always strain, but I suggest you allow the blender enough time to do the best work possible because we want to preserve as much flavor as we can and not strain it away. Place a large pot over medium heat and heat about 1 tablespoon of avocado oil. Once hot, go ahead and add all of the red salsa, just like that. You want to hear that sizzle. If needed, you can always lower it, and we're gonna have to lower it because you're gonna see the salsa bubble really fast. Let's go ahead and do that right now. So right now I'm actually at a medium-low heat. Let's get all of that sauce. We don't want to leave any of it out. Okay, now let's do our next batch. Just watch the mix of colors we're gonna create here. It's gonna turn out to be a beautiful red shade. So smooth, it smells amazing. Okay, we're gonna add half a cup of chicken broth into the blender because this right here is a treasure. Just smell it. It smells so good. We want to get all of this into the pot for sure. I'm telling you, these right here, these aromas are incredible. My favorite. Back into the pot. Let it simmer away for about 25 minutes on a very gentle simmer. All right, this looks amazing. Now we need to season with salt to taste. I'm gonna add a little bit and then add more if needed. As you can see, the mole turned a deeper red color now. That's what the cooking does. We're gonna add a little bit more. I think it should be fine after this. And I actually added a total of 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. Beautiful, it tastes perfect. Just what I needed. This is coming out beautifully. Now it's time to add the chicken. It's been waiting for a while now. Okay, this is our last step. Just add everything in here. Let's try not to add that cilantro though. Right in there. Oh, this looks beautiful. Even the neck. By the way, fun fact, my mother loves to eat the neck. It's like her favorite piece. That's why we always add it. Coat that chicken in the sauce. Let it submerge in it. Our mole is ready. How exciting! Mole, called molli or mulli by pre-Hispanic people, is a delicious sauce seasoned and thickened by a variety of nuts available in the region. It displays in a unique way the flavors of the dried peppers used because you can really appreciate each of the flavor profiles and heat content. When mixed in with the nuts, a beautiful mix of colors and flavors are blended to create a perfect, smooth, delicious, and culturally rich sauce called mole. Garnish with toasted sesame seeds, and don't go anywhere because there's one more ingredient added right before digging in. All right, before we taste, let's go ahead and drizzle some lime juice over it. This is a must. You just have to do it. It opens up the flavors really nicely. The best finishing touch. Now mix it in there. Make sure it is well mixed in with the sauce. Just like that. This looks so good. By the way, you can accompany this with Mexican rice. I have a recipe for it. I'm gonna leave you the link to it down in the description area or here in the cards. And of course, you have to have corn tortillas with this as well. All right, let's go ahead and dig in. Oh my goodness. Wow, this is so good. I love mole. This is delicious. Let's get some of that chicken. Wow, amazing. So delicious. By the way, did you know mole means sauce? And oh boy, this is a delicious sauce. All right, we reached the end. I really hope you enjoyed this recipe. I'm so glad I was able to share it with you. And I just want to remind you that you can follow me on all of my social media platforms. And don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and click the notification bell. Until the next one.